All right, so let's look at number 7 from the handout that I gave you the other day. When you look at these word problems, there's really 3 main types that you're looking for. Is it one where you just have to write the equation and solve it? Is it one where it deals with distance, rate, and time? Or is it one that deals with different components working together, and we have to look at the portion of work they do per hour, per day, or whatever it is? When I read this one, the quotient of twice a number and the sum of the number in 4 is the same as the quotient of 6 and the difference of the number in 1. Is there distance, rate, and time? No. Is there work going on here? No, not until you write the equation. So you have to write the equation. This is one of those, you just have to take the words, write the equation. Now before I do that, I do want to establish that x is going to be the variable that I'm looking for, or it's going to represent the number that I don't know, so let x equal the number. Now, in the word problem, what tells me my equal sign? Because this first sentence is a lot of mumbo-jumbo to me. I'm not even sure that would fit on a tweet.
The same.
The same as. All right, so is the same as is your equal sign. So, the first part says the quotient of twice a number and the sum of the number in 4. When you see those main operator words, quotient, product, sum, difference, you're also looking for the word and, because the word and tells you the different parts of the quotient. So when I do quotient, I know I'm talking about division. And what's the top part? What's the first part of the quotient?
Question. So the word and, basically that's your key. So anything before that is going to be to the left of the...
It should be before you do the operator.
Yeah.
So if it was the product of this and that, it's this times that. Okay.
So it's division for sure.
Right, so quotient is division. What comes before the word and?
Twice.
Twice a number. How do you write twice a number?
X squared.
Nope.
No.
2x. Twice means 2 times, not squaring. Okay, here's the word and, so that's where my division bar happens. What's the other part of the quotient?
X plus 4.
The sum of the number and 4. So the sum of the number and 4. Okay. What about the other side here?
6.
The quotient, which means what?
6.
Quotient means division. What's the first part?
6.
6. And what's the denominator of this?
X plus 1.
Difference
X plus 1.
of the number and 1. So the difference of the number and 1. This is the tough part right here, is writing your own equation. But then from here, it's just a matter of solving this. Now, in this equation, we have a what? Proportion. And what do we know about proportions?
Multiply cross products.
Cross products are equal. So that means the cross product here, what is that cross product?
X
Times X plus 1.
and X minus 1.
Well, it's 2x times x. Let's go ahead and multiply that out.
X squared.
2x squared
Minus 2x.
minus 2x. That cross product is equal to the other cross product of x plus 4 times 6. And what is that?
6x plus 24.
6x plus 24.
6x plus 24. Is this equation quadratic or linear?
Quadratic.
It's quadratic, which means we have to do what?
Put them on to the next.
Factor.
Get everything to one side, not necessarily the left side, but we do want to move terms in such a way that the x squared, or the coefficient of the x squared term is positive, right? So where do you want to move terms?
6x over to the left.
So we're going to move both of these guys over. So what does that give me?
2x squared plus 4x.
Plus 4x. I disagree.
Wait,
You have to subtract the 6x, so that's minus.
So you move both of them over because it's quadratic, and that's basically you're going to equal out to 0, and you solve
Right,
for
we
x.
want right now, when it's quadratic, we're going to use the 0 factor theorem. So it needs to be equal to 0. Then we're going to factor, and then we're going to actually use the theorem. In a couple of weeks, that's not the way that we always do things, because things will get to the point where we can't factor them. So how am I going to factor 2x squared minus 8x minus 24?
2x plus 2.
It's 2 is the common.
There's a common factor,
Oh,
right?
yeah, it's 2. Yeah.
So if I take out the common factor of 2, I've got x squared minus 4x minus 12. All right, now I've got to finish factoring that guy. How does it factor? Is wrong. Try again.
2 and 6.
X plus
2 and 6.
Okay, hold on. I'm hearing a lot of answers. We know x squared breaks down as x times x, right? What do you know about your signs?
Positive and negative.
One positive and one negative. So you need numbers that add to give you, or multiply to give you 12. But since these signs are opposite,
2 and 6.
they have to have a difference of 4. 2 and 6. The larger factor must be negative to get a negative 4. So negative 6, positive 2. Do you all agree? How many answers do I expect from this problem?
2.
What tells you 2?
3.
3
X
degrees.
squared. 3, sorry.
No, the
Wait.
degree if this guy's only 2. I expect 2 answers. What solution do I get from here?
X equals 6.
X equals 6 or x equals negative 2. Do I get anything from this guy? Does 2 equal 0? Does 2 ever equal 0? No. And before I box these guys, I do want you to remember to check for your restricted values. What were my restricted values in the equation that I wrote?
1 and negative 4.
1 and negative 4. These are the guys I had to avoid. Did I have either of those as a solution? No. So these guys should be okay, but I'm not going to box these. I want to answer the question. We need to find the numbers that satisfy the statement that we had in this problem. So we can just simply say that the numbers are negative 2 and 6. Yep.
So if any of those answers would have been 1 or negative 4, that would have made it a strenuous?
An extraneous solution, yes.
Extraneous?
Extraneous.
Extraneous.
Yep. So I guess that was nice. I didn't give you one like that, but I would definitely be on the lookout on your test. When you're solving equations, I'm sure that I will give you something where there is one guy that's extraneous, just to make sure that you guys are paying attention.
So on the test, if we misspell that word, that kind of gets...
You're not going to misspell the word because you're going to practice this. Just like you were in 4th grade and you had your spelling words that you had to memorize. Didn't you have to memorize extraneous in 4th grade?
No.
I know I did.